Hello, what's up YouTube? Today I'm back with another story time, and today I will be talking about the time I dropped out of public school to graduate from online schooling. Public school is not the only option. I did not get a GED. I did get my diploma, so for anyone who might be like, oh, online schooling gives you a GED, is different from a diploma, Jasmine. There's a lot of reasons why I left public schooling. Mainly left because of the fact that I did not like the people there. And it sounds very antisocial and it sounds like a me problem. Just could not handle the teachers because our school was very IB class oriented. And if you don't know what IB classes are, I don't know what it fully stands for because it's been like a long time since I've been in those kind of classes, but basically it's .4 classes, very comparable to AP classes. So my school is very academically advanced in the sense that they want all their students to be in .4 classes. If you're in .3, that was just okay, and if you're in .2, you were considered retarded. I like how the school ran because it was very like snapping your fingers, let's go, graduate already. Like, teachers were very biased, they only like teacher pets. People who were basically considered popular in high school were considered popular to the teachers, and they were very much approved by teachers. I was not considered a popular kid. I was very shy, definitely far from being known. I actually went to school with some kids that like I've known since 6th grade, and then in high school they're like, whoa, what's your name? I've never met you before. And it's like, wow, I've known you for like 4 years. You know, I mean, it is my fault that I was shy back in high school and middle school. The reason why I didn't really have many friends to communicate with. I was always alone at lunch. The friends I did have were very fake, and they would just leave. Like, I would come, like, run to my friend's locker as fast as I can before she left for lunch, and she ended up leaving early every single time of her friends, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, whatevs. So I was tired of that. I was tired of being around negative people. There's a lot of people who complained a lot. The only thing that people mattered at school was sports, or what you're wearing, or prom. It's like, I don't give a fuck about any of those high school things. Like prom, I've never been to prom. I've been at homecoming twice, freshman, sophomore year, and then after that, I didn't go to school there, so I couldn't go. But I didn't even go to homecoming junior year when I was still in public school because I didn't have any friends to go to at that time. Like, and so public school was a huge, like, blah. Like, people say, oh, it's the best 4 years of your life. It definitely is. It wasn't for me, and people were like, well, you're not making the best out of it. Well, guess what? It's fucking high school. Like, you look like a fucking knob. High school was just not meant for me. Plus, not to mention, by the time I hit junior year, I started dating my boyfriend, and my boyfriend is 4 years older than me, so all my friends that I began to meet and connect with them because our interests matched, and I don't know. So all my friends are older. They weren't even in high school anymore. So on top of that, high school was just like an isolation place for me. I didn't have friends. I didn't give a fuck about anyone. Like, I could care less about prom. I don't give a fuck. I also missed school a lot because of the fact that I didn't give a fuck and I didn't want to be there. I was gone for 2 weeks. Yeah, that was me. I was gone for literally 2 fucking weeks with a stomach ache. Oh yeah, real convincing, Jasmine. Everyone knew I just didn't want to come in. I came back after 2 weeks and I was sitting in first hour. And my first hour was a math class. I was sitting there and the bell rang and everyone began coming in. It was like the first bell. And I began contemplating, like, I've been gone for 2 weeks, it's going to take forever to make up. This isn't working. Like, this is not working with me at all. I've been doing the same patterns of missing school and doing all this bullshit since 6th grade. And I'm in high school now as a junior. Like, what am I doing right now? I decided, peace out. I literally took my stuff and walked out, and I didn't explain to anyone where I was going. I didn't tell anyone. There were people who were acquainted with me and knew me well, and they were like, where the fuck did she go? Like, I know she was sick for 2 weeks, but where did she go? And then I never told anyone I dropped out. And the only reason my mom was hating was because of the fact that my brother dropped out when he was 16. They changed the rules so that you had to be 18 to drop out, basically limiting people, the amount of dropout rates. People who are definitely just going to be dropping out when they're 18 anyways, like, you're just putting them through hell for like a couple years, like, that's great. So when I came home, my mom's like, well, if you can't find an alternative way to get your diploma, you have to go back to school because you are not dropping out, you're not 18 yet. Even if you were 18, not in my house, no way. So I was like, you know what, true, I see your point, and I will find a way. So I found a way, and I looked up all morning and I found it. K-12 was what the website was called. This is not sponsored, by the way, absolutely not. But if you don't want to do a public school and you want to graduate early, learn more shit, be independent, Michigan Great Lakes Virtual Academy was the school I went to. So I spent senior year doing that. Online schooling can be distractive, as in you are doing it on your own and you're using a computer to do so, and you can easily get on YouTube, Facebook, whatever you want to do instead. And I chose to do that some days, and I did get behind. I did technically fail a semester, but I was so ahead in credits from high school and middle school that didn't matter, and I graduated on time. I didn't even know I was going to graduate until literally the last day. Passed my exams, I would have failed. Not because I'm stupid or incompetent, because I got really distracted. This was a goofball, and I decided I wanted to party and I wanted to do things I shouldn't be doing, and because I had older friends, I didn't really care much about high school because of the fact that I was like ready to be grown. Online schooling, I only recommend to people who can be focused. At the same time, if you do have ADD, I think it would help you to go online schooling because you can pace yourself. Like, if you get into moments where that moment where you just cannot focus, you can walk away and do something for like an hour and then come back. Like, you might not be able to finish your schoolwork till nighttime, maybe, but you can space it out through the day to at least get it done. Like, you can basically pace yourself as long as you get it done by the end of the day, by the deadline, all this time thing, you're good to go. And so it's really great for people who are also teen moms while you're pregnant, so you don't have to deal with going to school with morning sickness. If you have a baby, like, you don't have to worry about going back to school ASAP as soon as you launch this thing out of your rocket launcher. Even if you're a dropout student and you have a baby and all this stuff, try it. Do it. Get that education, girl. Because guess what? You ain't gonna be getting paper otherwise. Unless you're a stripper. And I advise you don't, because that is degrading. And yeah, for watching my video. And like always, subscribe. Love you guys.